Ho, ho, ho. Welcome back to my business success, my dear friends, to this magical journey through the history of Christmas. Today we're going to explore how Christmas went from a small religious celebration to one of the most significant holidays for families around the world. But let's start from the very beginning. Before Christmas was filled with bustling shops and online sales, it was simply a time to gather, celebrate, and spread joy. In the early days, Christmas was not about shopping or gift-giving. No, it was about coming together to sing carols, share meals, and decorate homes with holly and ivy. People would join in religious processions and light candles to brighten up the long, dark winter nights. It was all about family, faith, and a little bit of merrymaking. However, many traditions we associate with Christmas today, like the Christmas tree, didn't exist until much later. So, what changed? Well, by the 1800s, a certain royal couple, Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, made Christmas a family affair. They introduced Christmas trees, family dinners, and the idea of exchanging gifts among loved ones. The illustrations of the royal family celebrating Christmas spread like wildfire, and before long, everyone wanted to follow their example. So you see, Christmas has always been a time of joy and togetherness. But it's this transformation in the 19th century that turned it into a holiday centered around family gatherings and gift-giving. And this, my friends, was just the beginning of Christmas becoming more than a religious holiday. It became a family celebration with a sprinkle of festive magic. Now that we've seen how Christmas evolved into a family celebration, it's time to explore how it turned into the shopping event of the year. This transformation didn't happen overnight, my dear friends. In fact, it took more than a century for Christmas to become the business powerhouse we know today. But how did it all start? Well, in the 19th century, Christmas became a time for giving gifts, thanks to the influence of writers like Charles Dickens and his famous story, A Christmas Carol. This idea of giving and generosity made people start buying small tokens for their loved ones. Just simple things like handmade toys or sweets. However, as time went on, people wanted to buy more sophisticated gifts to show their affection. And this was the spark that lit the fire of Christmas shopping. But it wasn't just about the gifts. Businesses saw the potential too. By the early 20th century, big department stores like Macy's began to decorate their windows with beautiful holiday scenes, creating an experience that attracted crowds. Imagine the wonder of walking down the street and seeing all those sparkling decorations for the first time. People flocked to these stores not only to shop, but to be part of the festive magic. And it didn't stop there. The idea of Santa Claus was quickly embraced by businesses. Soon, every store wanted its own Santa greeting children, making it a place families just had to visit during the holiday season. By the mid-20th century, Christmas had fully transformed from a time of family gatherings to a grand shopping spectacle, driven by clever marketing and the desire to create unforgettable experiences. This was the birth of the modern Christmas market, a time when businesses began relying on Christmas sales to finish the year strong. One of the most powerful symbols of Christmas is Santa Claus. But did you know that his current image as a jolly, red-suited man delivering presents wasn't always the same? The Santa we know today didn't emerge until the 19th century, and his transformation into a marketing icon is a story in itself. The image of Santa Claus first gained popularity in 1823 with the publication of the poem A Visit from St. Nicholas, where he was described as a joyful, round-bellied man who flew in a sleigh pulled by reindeer. Over time, Santa became more and more popular, but it was Coca-Cola that cemented his modern image. In the 1930s, Coca-Cola launched a series of advertisements featuring Santa in his signature red suit, promoting their product as the perfect refreshment for the holiday season. But it didn't stop there. Soon, malls and department stores started using Santa as a way to attract families. The idea was simple. Parents would come to shop, while children would get the chance to meet Santa. This strategy was brilliant because it created an emotional experience, drawing in families year after year. Santa became not just a beloved character but a business tool, helping companies increase their sales during the most critical shopping period of the year. From a mythical figure delivering joy to children, Santa Claus evolved into a powerful commercial icon. His presence alone could drive customers into stores, and companies began using his image everywhere, from store windows to holiday cards and TV commercials. Today, Santa Claus is more than just a part of Christmas tradition. He's an integral part of Christmas business strategy. Let's dive into the story of how Christmas markets evolved from a few wooden stalls in small town squares to massive events that draw millions of visitors each year. In the beginning, Christmas markets were humble gatherings where local craftsmen would sell handmade goods, toys, and festive food, mainly in Germany and parts of Europe. The tradition of Christmas markets goes back to the late Middle Ages, with one of the earliest recorded markets taking place in Dresden, Germany, in 1434. These markets were a place where people could buy handmade gifts, enjoy seasonal foods like roasted chestnuts, and experience the festive spirit in the chilly air. But these early markets were nothing like what we see today. As Christmas became more popular and consumerism began to grow in the 19th and 20th centuries, these markets also expanded. What started as a few local stalls turned into sprawling marketplaces filled with lights, music, and hundreds of vendors selling everything from unique decorations to luxury gifts. The focus shifted from handmade goods to mass-produced items, and the markets became a destination for families looking to enjoy a magical holiday experience. Today, Christmas markets are a global phenomenon. Cities like Berlin, Vienna, and even New York and Tokyo host massive markets, attracting tourists from around the world. It's no longer just about the products on sale, it's about creating an experience. People go to enjoy the festive atmosphere, taste traditional food, and feel the magic of the season. For businesses, these markets represent an opportunity to tap into the Christmas spirit and reach thousands of potential customers in just a few weeks. The period following World War II marked a major turning point for Christmas as a commercial event. With economies rebounding and newfound affluence spreading across many Western countries, the holiday season began to shift from a family gathering to a season of extravagant spending. But why did this happen? After the war, there was a sense of optimism and a desire for normalcy, and people were eager to make up for the hardships they had endured. Christmas quickly became a time to celebrate abundance, and businesses seized this opportunity. The introduction of television ads in the 1950s played a huge role in turning Christmas into a season of mass consumption. Companies created elaborate campaigns, encouraging people to buy gifts for every family member, and the holiday wish list became a tradition of its own. Large retail stores expanded, offering everything from toys and electronics to decorations and food. Department stores like Macy's, Harrods, and Sears became Christmas icons, with their displays and catalogs filled with every imaginable product. It was around this time that Santa's image began to be used everywhere, from window displays to TV commercials, solidifying his role as the ultimate marketing tool. And let's not forget the post-war baby boom. More children meant more toys, and companies like Mattel and Hasbro jumped at the opportunity to promote new products as must-have gifts. The combination of rising incomes, increased consumer confidence, and a rapidly growing advertising industry created the perfect environment for the birth of the modern Christmas shopping season. By the end of the 1950s, Christmas was no longer just a holiday. It was a full-fledged economic powerhouse, making it the most profitable time of the year for retailers. Christmas has come a long way from its humble origins in Europe, and today it's celebrated in some form or another in almost every corner of the world. But how did this happen? How did a Christian holiday turn into a global cultural event, embraced even by countries without strong Christian traditions? The key is the growing influence of Western culture and, of course, the global reach of business. As Western movies, TV shows, and consumer products spread around the world, so did Christmas. Countries like Japan, which doesn't have a historical tradition of celebrating Christmas, began to adopt it as a holiday of their own. In the 1970s, the American fast food chain KFC even launched a successful campaign called Kentucky for Christmas, encouraging people to eat fried chicken as their Christmas meal. It became so popular that today, millions of Japanese families continue this tradition. In other parts of the world, Christmas was introduced by retailers eager to capitalize on the holiday's commercial potential. Decorations, festive lights, and even Santa Claus began appearing in places like China, the Middle East, and parts of Africa, driven not by religious observance, but by the opportunity to sell more products. Shopping malls, hotels, and tourist attractions worldwide started using Christmas to create seasonal events, boosting sales and tourism. Yet, this globalization hasn't been without its challenges. In some countries, the increasing presence of Christmas has sparked debates about its cultural impact. Is it a positive example of cross-cultural exchange, or just another form of Western commercial influence? Either way, one thing is clear. Christmas is now much more than just a Western celebration. It's a global business phenomenon, and it's shaping consumer behavior on a massive scale. One of the biggest shifts in recent years has been the extension of the Christmas shopping season, starting earlier and earlier every year. This trend has largely been fueled by two major events, Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Originally, these sales events were just an American tradition, marking the beginning of the holiday shopping season right after Thanksgiving. But today, they have become global phenomena that stretch the Christmas shopping frenzy from the end of November all the way through December. Why did these events become so popular? It all comes down to massive discounts and the fear of missing out. Retailers realized that offering steep discounts and promoting limited-time deals could create a sense of urgency that drives consumers to shop early. Suddenly, instead of starting to shop in mid-December, people began rushing to stores or shopping online as early as November, hunting for the best deals. This not only increased overall holiday sales, but also extended the shopping period, giving businesses more time to capture consumer spending. Black Friday and Cyber Monday have changed the dynamics of the entire season. Retailers now focus on attracting customers weeks before Christmas, and consumers plan their purchases far in advance to take advantage of the best offers. However, this has also led to a phenomenon called the Christmas creep, where stores begin advertising Christmas products and sales even before Halloween. It's a strategy that aims to stretch the holiday shopping season as much as possible, but it's not without its critics. Many argue that starting Christmas sales too early diminishes the excitement of the season. Still, for businesses, Black Friday and Cyber Monday represent a crucial opportunity to boost revenue. They set the stage for the rest of the holiday season, and, for many retailers, the success of these 2 days can determine their financial results for the entire year. As Christmas shopping has grown into a global phenomenon, not everything has been positive. While businesses thrive during the holiday season, there are some serious downsides that often get overlooked. From the environmental impact to the financial stress on families, let's take a closer look at the less cheerful side of the Christmas shopping frenzy. First, there's the issue of overconsumption. During the holiday season, people often buy far more than they need, driven by aggressive marketing and the pressure to find the perfect gift. This leads to an increase in waste, from excessive packaging to unwanted gifts that end up in landfills. According to studies, up to 10% of gifts are returned or never used, contributing to millions of tons of waste each year. Next, let's talk about the financial impact on families. Many people feel obligated to spend beyond their means during Christmas, taking on debt just to meet expectations. It's a time of joy, but for some it can also be a period of financial anxiety. Statistics show that a significant portion of holiday spending is done using credit cards, and it can take months, if not longer, to pay off that debt. And finally, we have the issue of burnout. For workers in retail and logistics, the holiday season is often the most stressful time of the year. Long hours, demanding schedules, and the rush to meet holiday orders can take a heavy toll. Studies have shown that stress levels among retail employees peak in December, leading to higher rates of absenteeism and burnout. So, while Christmas is a time of celebration and cheer, it's also important to remember the hidden costs. The focus on spending and consumerism can overshadow the true spirit of the season, which is about family, generosity, and togetherness. As Christmas continues to grow as a global commercial phenomenon, many are beginning to question where we go from here. Are we heading towards even bigger sales, earlier shopping seasons, and more intense consumer pressure? Or is there a possibility for a shift towards more sustainable and meaningful ways to celebrate? In recent years, we've started to see some changes. More and more people are looking for ways to simplify their holiday celebrations. Instead of buying dozens of gifts, families are focusing on experiences, like taking a holiday trip or spending quality time together. There's a growing movement towards sustainable Christmas practices, such as giving handmade gifts, supporting local businesses, or choosing experiences over material items. On the business side, some companies are starting to adapt. Brands are now promoting ideas like conscious consumerism and encouraging customers to buy less, but buy better. We're also seeing more emphasis on the importance of reducing waste, with companies offering products made from recycled materials or using eco-friendly packaging. However, changing deeply ingrained habits is not easy. For many retailers, the holiday season still represents the biggest chunk of their yearly profits, and there's a strong incentive to push for higher sales. The challenge will be finding a balance between the commercial aspects of Christmas and a more thoughtful approach that considers the long-term impact on people and the planet. As the world becomes more aware of sustainability and the impact of overconsumption, the future of Christmas might look different from what we've known. Instead of focusing purely on spending, it could become a time to promote values like generosity, community, and conscious choices. Whether businesses choose to embrace this change will shape the future of the holiday season, and perhaps the future of consumer behavior itself. As we've seen, the history of Christmas has been shaped by both tradition and commerce. But let's not forget that, at its core, Christmas has always been about more than shopping and sales figures. It's about family, community, generosity, and shared moments. In a world where the holidays can often feel overwhelmed by consumerism, it might be time to take a step back and rediscover the true spirit of Christmas. What does this mean for businesses? It's about rethinking how we connect with our customers. Instead of just pushing products, brands have an opportunity to promote values, encouraging people to prioritize meaningful gifts, quality time with loved ones, and acts of kindness that reflect the season's true essence. By embracing a more balanced approach, businesses can show that they care about more than just profits. They care about people. For individuals, it might be time to focus less on the quantity of gifts and more on the quality of our interactions. A thoughtful gesture or a handmade present can have a much deeper impact than something expensive bought in a rush. And let's not forget that sometimes the best gift is simply our presence, whether it's spending an afternoon with family, volunteering to help those in need, or taking the time to appreciate the little moments of joy around us. So, as we move forward, let's strive to bring back the spirit of Christmas. Businesses and individuals alike can make a conscious effort to embrace the values of generosity, community, and connection. After all, the magic of Christmas isn't found in the shopping aisles or in the number of gifts under the tree. It's found in the warmth we share with those around us.